these guys here. You can also use canvas and a cloth instead of this, but for smaller pieces, I find this works really well. This is an edge beveler. So when I sand, I'm essentially creating a smoother surface so that it's glass-like when I burnish it. But this causes like a little tiny bit of like a lip of leather. Oh, a little bit of a lip of leather to show up. So what I do is I sand first to get that nice soft and like flush area on the leather itself. TOS Monka. And then I'll show you the next step in just a moment. Once everything is sanded to our desire, we essentially lay it down, and then I use this guy, and all of those edges that now have a little bit of a lip to them, we use this to get the forbidden noodles. Ta-da! So I'm literally just getting the very tippy edge of the leather, which then rounds it so it looks really good and clean and very pristine. When it comes to my leather craft, for me personally, I love the small little details in leather crafting. It's all about like, I enjoy minimalist style, which is why a lot of my stuff is very minimalistic, but versatile. I want everything to have a use and a good use. And so for me, it's all about those little tiny details, and this is one of those details. Because not every leather crafter does this kind of stuff. Most of them burnish, but a lot of them don't like burnish and do this, and some of them don't even burnish. You know what? I wouldn't say that leather is going to fray anyways. It is very unlikely for you to get some fraying, especially if it has been burnished, because it does kind of help solidify or like not strengthen, but just finish the edges. That's the best way to say it. Hello GT, how are you? Almost crying from being super mean. I know. I loved giving Miggity shit. It was so good. All right. So now that we have those two steps done, it's time for burnishing. So this is essentially leather moisturizer. It's a burnishing gum, so it helps bring oils and moisture back into the leather, because burnishing actually helps draw the natural oils in the leather hide itself to the surface, so that way we can get a really good finish on the top of this. So I put that little goo on, rub it in so it's nice and hydrated. You can really tell when you have enough or not enough on it. And then you take our little stick here, and for leather this thin, I use the smallest section and I just put that on and then rub along the edges. And when it comes to burnishing, guys, it's not about the pressure. It's about like the speed and heat. So you don't want to be like putting a ton of pressure so you're like bending the leather in, because that's just going to give you uneven finishes and you're going to bend up your leather. You want to have very light pressure, but a lot of speed and friction, because that heat from the friction is what's bringing all the oils from the leather to the edge and sealing it. Yes! Oh my God, I can't believe you remember that. They wouldn't even tell me about the glue that they were using. Yeah. Fucking hilarious. To each their own, man. If you don't want to teach people, that's up to you. But for me, I personally want to help teach other people, because like I found something so fulfilling in my life. I want to be able to teach other people about this fulfilling thing, right? Like, if I found so much love from this, I'm sure somebody else will, if that makes sense. And that's why I enjoy helping teach others. Which, by the way, guys, our next leathercraft class, for anyone who doesn't know, I actually now teach local leathercraft classes as well. So I am officially like a teacher, I guess. Our class is April 30th, so the end of the month, and there's going to be 8 people. This is my biggest class. 8 people have signed up. 8 is the max. Janice, we're on the same page as always, boo-boo. Yeah, so I'm gonna have 8 students. I'm so excited. We do have the same brain. Okay, so this piece is ready as well. So we just, edge creasing, another thing that I just did. This tool here is for edge creasing. So if you go on my Instagram or if you check out my Etsy page, you'll see this a lot better because it'll be zoomed in a bit. But edge creasing is essentially this decorative edge that goes along